if you thought the political season was over, well, it seems it is back in earnest. Prime Minister Raila Odinga is tonight under fire from Jubilee following his threat to boycott subsequent elections.
Well, the Jubilee coalition has also defended the Electoral Commission from allegations of bias. And another intriguing twist, Raila's campaign director in the March election was summoned to record a statement earlier today of an alleged plot to destabilize the government.
Well, KTN's senior political reporter has the story.
As CORD fought a legal battle to have Kathy Kilonzo back on the ballot paper at Parliament, it was a political battle as CORD's Raila Odinga got back in kind allegations that Jubilee and the IEBC are behind the current woes facing the opposition coalition.
Kama mtu wako kwa zile angova za zamani za kupeperusha bendera na magari makubwa na imekosekana, basi tunafua tumuelewe ya kwamba ako katika ile yale mafikira. Kwa hivyo ningetaka Wakenya wote wasiyachukulie hayo mambo maanani zaidi, na sababu kwa vile hakuna soko duniani ukienda ambaye haina mwenda wazimu.
And this is how it began, right after Raila came from Australia.
Tume ya uchaguzi ni tume iko na uchafu mingi zaidi. Wana mambo ya unafiki, wana mambo ya ufisadi mingi zaidi ndani ya tume ya uchaguzi. Tumesema hatuwezi kurudi kwa uchaguzi tena Kenya hii kabla tujasafisha hii tume ya uchaguzi.
So IEBC will not be disbanded through political rallies, through funerals, through political caucuses. This must be very, very clear. And I think the former Prime Minister has openly shown that he has no faith in the judiciary, in the Supreme Court. He has now said he has no faith in IEBC.
The former Prime Minister was satisfied with the IEBC and remained its foremost defender until it was evident that he had lost the last general election.
The former Prime Minister launched the attack on the IEBC and the Jubilee coalition after the electoral body withdrew Kathy's nomination certificate on grounds that she is not a duly registered voter. Jubilee is incensed by Raila's threat to have his coalition boycott elections in Makueni and in 2017.
The problem is not the institutions. The problem is the players, is the politicians, starting with the former Prime Minister. The former Prime Minister needs to reform himself.
If the issue is tallying, then tallying the sympathizers of CORD, you would have read that issue even before the final tallying is done. But now that the final tallying was in favor of Jubilee, why do we raise issues when we were not raising before?
But now, the man who led Raila's campaign secretariat is also in trouble. Eliud Owalo was earlier in the day summoned by the CID on allegations that he was planning to destabilize the government.
Now, Section 52(1) of the National Police Services Act stipulates that somebody needs to be summoned in writing. But as a law-abiding citizen, I decided to respond to those verbal summons.
Eliud Owalo is just but a decoy. We know who exactly they are aiming at with those sorts of allegations. This is meant to intimidate the retired Prime Minister.
The former PM's allies insist this too is part of a wider scheme. The former Prime Minister has made it clear that he is not about to retire, and it appears his controversial days in Kenyan politics are far from over. Aaron Ochieng, KTN.